Okay, so I'm basically just gonna like tell a bunch of like random stories from my past. They're gonna have absolutely no theme, so like it's not like schools from university or like schools from high school. It's literally just like whatever I think of. Okay, so this one's kind of concerning for me. So, I was in junior kindergarten, so I was about 5 years old. So, like, we were sitting, I don't know, we were playing. Like, I don't fucking know what we were doing. Whatever, like, 5-year-olds do in, like, pre-K. We were supposed to be putting the blocks away, and I don't know why. Like, I was a weird child. I just started, like, biting my friend's leg. Like, what the fuck, like, why? And it wasn't because I was angry, like, it wasn't because, like, there was no reason for it. Like, I just started doing it, like, for fun. Like, I kept doing that, and then eventually, like, I bit so hard that he started screaming, and it was bleeding and everything, and then he started crying, and I started crying, you know, like, children, like, whatever. And my teacher, well, I'll leave that for later. She was a bitch. So basically, I got sent to the principal's office. I mean, obviously, like, if you literally, like, chew through someone's leg, you're gonna be put in the principal's office. And, so they were like, why did you do it? Like, why did you, like, rip open this kid's leg? And I was like, because I didn't even know myself, like, I just did it for fun. Like, that makes you sound like a serial killer, but, like, I was a very weird child. So I was like,
because I didn't get to put the blocks away.
Like, made up some bullshit story. And I got in so much trouble with my parents. I mean, obviously, like, if your child, like, chewed through someone's leg, like, you get in trouble. Like, well, the child would get in trouble. And then, so, back to that teacher, the one for junior kindergarten. So, she was an absolute cunt. So she, like, she literally told my grandmother that I couldn't talk. Like, she tried to, like, convince my grandmother that I physically could not speak because I wasn't speaking in class. And, like, obviously my grandmother knows me way more than some random ass, like, teacher. And, like, I was really shy and everything, but I did speak to, like, my close friends. But she, like, literally asked my grandmother for a video of me talking. Like, who does that? Like, she's my grandmother. Obviously, she knows that I talk. I just don't, that's so, like, stupid. Okay, so here's some stories from first grade, which is very, interesting year. So, I was just in class with a lot of interesting people, and I guess the first one is this one time I really had to pee, like, really badly, and you know, like, I don't know if anyone else has had, like, this experience, but every time, like, you asked to pee after they gave you a pee break, like, 5 hours ago, they're like, well, why didn't you go then? Like, bitch, I didn't have to pee then, that was 5 hours ago. Like, so, I was like, I raised my hand and I was like, can I go to the bathroom? And she was like, no. And I was like, why? And she was like, because we literally just had a bathroom break. And I was like, well, I didn't have to go then. And then the whole class started hysterically laughing. And I was so embarrassed because I couldn't understand, like, that was so long ago, like, why? Like, whatever. Further stories of this interesting woman, we'll name her Karen. So Karen was very strict. We had a checklist in our notebooks. Basically, it was like a chart for the month, and if we did something bad, we got a pencil check mark, and then if we did something worse, the pencil got erased and put in pen. So basically, like, if you had, like, all pencil, it wasn't really that bad because, like, you could do good things and, like, get it erased. That, unfortunately, never happened to me. So, this one day at lunch, I sat next to this girl, and I don't have any problems with her or anything, obviously, because this was in first grade. That was literally like, I don't know, 12 years ago. Whoa, that's weird. That's a long time. Anyways, so I was eating my food and everything, and then you know when you're talking, you accidentally like food accidentally like spits out of your mouth. Well, that happened, and she starts crying, and I was like, what the fuck's your problem? And I was like, whatever, like, it's fine. She told the teacher that I spat on her, like, literally forcefully went like, and I got in so much trouble, and I got, like, a note sent home to my parents, and I was so frustrated, because I was like, I literally did that by accident, and the teacher was like, sure you did, because she hated me, and I always did bad things, so I guess I can understand, like, why she didn't believe me, but still, it made me so angry. And then another time that same year, we were in art class and we had a substitute, and you know how when you're in a class and you have a substitute and everyone just like fucks around? Basically that's what happened, but everyone drew like really inappropriate pictures. Like this one girl drew, like a giant butt, like a chipmunk. It was like a chipmunk, but it was a giant chipmunk's butt, and then the chipmunk's face was like looking over and like smiling. Like, where did she even get that idea from? Like, that's literally like an image from a cartoon porno. But I didn't do anything for once, because me and my best friend at the time were drawing ideas for our Webkins houses. I know, R.A.P. Webkins. But so everyone got in huge trouble. I don't know who like told or whatever. But I was so proud of myself. Like, I felt like I was like above everyone else because I didn't draw any like inappropriate pictures. But I was the messenger, so I had to go to the office and get the principal. I was like, can I like see principal? But she was like,
Did you do something very bad? Only very bad people see the principal.
and I was like, no, my class just drew pictures of butts. And she was like, oh. So I brought the principal in, and the whole class was crying, and I was just sitting there like entertained at the fact that I was the only one that didn't do anything wrong. And then the same year, so I don't know if we were taking a test or what we were doing, and I also don't remember if this was 3rd or 2nd grade, but so we were doing something. I don't fucking remember what we were doing, like, but this kid just like got up and walked to the side of the room and fucking projectile vomited directly on the carpet, and it was
hilarious.
Now it was hilarious. At the time, it was disgusting, because when you smell like vomit, you feel like you're gonna vomit. I think this was the year before, so 2nd grade. A different kid, I don't remember, we were like, a bunch of girls were like spraying perfume, and this kid was like, I'm allergic to perfume. And everyone thought he was like fucking around, and we were like laughing, and then he started like gagging and like, like grabbing onto the chair, and he was like, and everyone was like, oh shit, like he actually is like allergic to perfume. So I don't know, I don't think he went to the hospital or anything. I just thought that was kind of funny. Oh, so, I don't remember, I think this is 3rd grade, maybe it was 1st grade, I don't remember, but when I was at lunch one day, I was, like, so excited because I had Starburst, and, like, you were cool if you had, like, candy or, like, you know, anything that wasn't healthy. So I had Starburst, and I was trying to eat it really fast because I didn't want to get in trouble. And I started choking, and I started fucking, like, you know when you choke and your eyes, like, tear up, and it's just, like, filled to the brim with, like, tears, and they were, like, gushing out, and I was like, and I, like, threw the Starburst up on the table, but no one was watching, so it's alright. Okay, 6th grade was a very eventful year. So, I had this teacher, she wasn't too young for the job, but she was, like, kind of stupid. And, like, I like her. I have no, like, bad feelings against her. She was just kind of dumb. Like, she would write a whole math problem on the board, and then, like, one of us, like, one of the 12-year-olds in the class would be like, excuse me, like, that's not right. And she'd be like, oh, like, sweetie, you're, like, 28, like, you should not be making mistakes on 6th grade math problems. There's a bunch of stories with her. I think the funniest, in my opinion, is, so she had this pearl necklace, and I don't remember what the fuck she was doing, but she was, like, leaning down, like, she was, like, squatting. I don't really know why she was squatting in the middle of the class, but she was, and, her necklace, like, burst open, and she's like,
oh my god, everyone pick up a pearl and bring it back to me. This is worth thousands.
and I was hysterically laughing. I think I was the only one laughing, because everyone was actually, like, concerned, but I couldn't be bothered. So then, this other time, she was trying to announce that she was pregnant, and she closed the blinds, she put tape over the vent that connected the two 6th grade classrooms so the other class couldn't hear, and she made, like, people stand by the door to make sure, like, no one else came in, and she was like,
I'm pregnant.
and everyone was like, oh, like, cool. And she was like, why are you not happier? Like, this is supposed to be a really big thing. And everyone was just kind of like, whatever. Like, this happened when I was 11. So I was in 6th grade. And I went on vacation with my family to Colorado. And so the first story is funny now, but at the time I was so angry. There was, like, this street carnival thing, and it was just kind of like, you don't have to pay for it, like, it was kind of like a thing you walk up to, and, it was Italian, and they were like, okay, and now we're going to do the chicken dance, we need volunteers, and I pushed my brother in, and he turned around and fucking slapped me as hard as he could, just, like, poof. And, like, everyone around us just kind of, like, stopped and, like, stared. And I was, like, so embarrassed. It didn't hurt that much, but I was so angry. I wish I, would have, like, punched him or something. Because I was so mad. And it was over, like, the chicken dance, like, chill. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Anyways. I think the next story is, like, karma for him doing that. We were in this town called Grand Lake. Or Great Lake, one of those two. And we were, in, like, a park. Well, we weren't in a park, we were across the street from a park. My little brother started getting chased by this little black terrier. And it was so funny. Like, he was running around the park screaming, because the dog chased him across the street and then around the park. And the owner was just, like, running after the dog, being like, stop, Bruno, come, stop. And it was so funny, like, it was hilarious, because he was screaming bloody murder, and it was this tiny, like, little dog. This story, jump ahead, like, 10 years. So, on my campus, I think this is probably, like, 2 months ago, I was walking to class, to my lecture, and there was, like, an area that was, like, cordoned off with police tape, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, and then there were, like, rumors that someone got, like, stabbed in the heart and, like, almost died, and, you know, like, how school rumors, like, are blown way out of proportion. I was like, oh, that's so sad, like, that sucks, and also, like, how the fuck did this happen here? Like, in the middle of the lecture, this article popped up, like, I found this article, and so basically, the guy got, like, stabbed in the ass. Like, some random guy came onto my campus and managed to get himself stabbed in the ass. Like, how does that happen, and why does that happen? Like, what would you have to do for someone to want to stab you in the ass? Like, I just don't get that at all. So, I just remembered a really funny one. So, in 2nd grade, we had to do prayers. I went to a Catholic school. So, we were in the chapel, and we had to just sit in silence for, like, I don't know, like, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and me and this other girl, So basically we had like these breathing exercises while we were praying, and it was like you're supposed to breathe in and out and all that like shit. And me and this other girl were like pretending we were pregnant, and we were like holding our stomachs, and we were like rubbing them, and like we were whispering because it was silent, and we were like, whatever you do, I do this. And the teacher saw us, and we got in so much trouble. We weren't allowed to go to recess for like a month. It was like the fact that I even did that is just so funny. Like, I can't believe like that actually, like, that's such a meme. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Okay.